everybody. Welcome to Square It Up. I'm Bill Swinford.
And I'm Monica Daniels.
Hey, it's been a couple of weeks, and we're getting together, even though we're not all feeling the best. And I know you out there listening and watching may not be feeling the best, too, because there's a lot of stuff going around.
There is. I'm fighting something myself, and I know a lot of people are sick. And
Is it the crud?
the flu. I don't know what I have. I just am extra weak and achy and
Sounds like the crud.
feverish. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. That's your official diagnosis. Well, thanks for enduring this with us. Tom's here. Hi, Tom.
I'm here, and I'm across the other side of the room, and I'm going to stay this way. So.
Tom acts like that's his decision.
Yeah.
We make him stay over there. Hey, but right off the top, I wanted to mention if you want to see more of Tom than we allow in this show, then you ought to check out Tom Mann Media and his socials and his YouTube. There's all kinds of content that Tom's putting out. Tom, what's some of the latest stuff? Without going into a lot of detail, just because you're only allowed so much time on this podcast, but just plug something for us.
Well, I have a podcast I've been doing called Emergency FD Storylines for first responders and other people. Just hear stories. I've been working on that for a long time, about 5 years.
We talked about that when we had our fire helmet.
Fire helmet. That was the big segment. The other thing I kind of started at the beginning of the year because people have asked, started doing these little devotions.
Yeah.
I call it Making It Clear. And that's being posted up every day. It's I just go down and open my mouth and start recording.
So
and they're about 3 minutes long.
It's very cool. Very cool. So if you ever feel bad for Tom because he's kind of the third wheel here, he hasn't invited us onto any of that stuff. I get it. Speaking of the fire departments, hey, let's give a shout out to the Herrin Fire Department. They have a new fire station.
Yeah.
And they're in it.
It is beautiful.
It is. Aaron Price, our reporter with the Swinford Media Group, took a little tour today, and we're going to have some stuff to share with you on that. Some video, some stories and photos in our print publications next week. So watch for that, and congratulations. That's a long time coming. That fire station, the now replaced fire station on Park Avenue, was built in the 1970s. Because when I was a young kid, the fire station in Herrin was located in City Hall, like the bottom floor of City Hall. So there was one of these buildings where you walked up these grand stairs in the front to go into City Hall, and the fire trucks were always like off the side. You know, you could see them sticking out, ready to jump out onto the road there. Well, they did away with City Hall, built a more modern City Hall, which is now 50 years old. And the fire station moved down Park Avenue, down South Park Avenue, a few blocks, and it served its purpose. But this new one blows it away, blows it out of the water.
It's really beautiful.
Pretty amazing. I think they can put more in it. They can move quickly. They can do more things. There's a lot of benefits.
So watch for our reporting on that, Aaron. I'll show you all the neat little bells and gadgets and whistles. And I guess you have whistles. You don't have whistles in firefighting, but you have bells.
Yeah.
And
poles.
sirens.
Is there a pole in this one?
Yeah, I don't know if there's poles.
I don't know
if there's poles.
I don't know. There's not too many of those anymore.
They're not building a lot of
part of the reason because people guys wake up and gals wake up and they I've seen them, they've run and they kind of go down the chutes and they don't make it that quick. That's actually happened a lot. So
it's kind of a liability.
Yeah.
So anything that's an insurance risk anymore, including firefighters going down poles, it's just not. Firefighters.
Some of them will complain in the middle of the night that that's an issue with them.
Well, they just they're walking around in the dark and there they go.
Yeah, they go down.
Man.
So they get up. Well, the lights usually come on.
This is why firefighting is really that dangerous.
Yeah, it can start off that way, and if you don't get on the apparatus, there's a problem. So
okay, well, all right. We'll hope that they don't have any holes to fall through. And
I was with some guys in Memphis this summer, and that was a discussion because we were filming them coming down one of those chutes, and only one guy knew how to do it. The rest of them say, "No, I don't do that," and then he's the only one that will do it.
Yeah.
But they have one at one of these engine houses, and it's an older engine house, and I'm like,
it was a pole.
Yeah.
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 See, I grew up watching Batman and Robin. I always wanted the pole to go down.
Pole.
Right, a bat pole.
Yeah, but if you're Batman and Robin, it's
okay. On our playgrounds growing up.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
We did.
I never thought they were that hard.
No, they're not. But if you
They're not
remember, we didn't
difficult.
have any padding underneath them. It was
No.
like sometimes it was rock or it was concrete. I remember concrete, asphalt.
A lot of rock.
Yeah, and we didn't have that soft stuff today. The kids really have it made. They can fall on those things.
And you had the long hot metal slides.
Oh yeah.
Take all the skin off.
Smoking your
I had
candy
a lot
cigarettes.
of bloody
We were
kneecaps
just-
growing up,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I'm Generation X.
Oh,
I'm not of the coddled. None of us are of the coddled
And the
generation.
merry-go-round where you'd hang on for dear
yeah.
life and your legs would be flying off.
Somebody goes a slinging off, There are a lot of injuries on there, but your parents were like, "Get back up, get back
right.
up,"
Well,
They didn't take you to the doctor.
Roll them around a bit. Catch on fire. Roll them
Is it
around a bit,
dislocated?
they'll be
Let me
okay.
pop that back in place. That kind of
Kids
thing.
today are more down to business, and we got a group of kids from several different high schools that are preparing for their futures, and they're not even out of high school yet. They are in a new aviation maintenance program that is, as this headline in the Marion Star says, taking flight in Southern Illinois. And so out at the airport, it's a grant-funded program.
Is it the Marion? Is it the Veterans?
That's Veterans Airport.
There.
There's different programs at the different airports. This is the one at Veterans Airport. It's training them to become FAA certified as aviation maintenance technicians. And so this is something that's just cranked up in the fall. So far, I know Marion and Herrin are among the schools that are taking advantage of it and have some students taking part. It happens after the normal school hours. They go out there and they get a jump start on a great career and an important career, as we've recently seen with some of the problems in aviation and some of the plane crashes, the high-profile plane crashes. They need all the good, reliable, trained mechanics and workers that they can get in the same way that they need air traffic control and pilots and other pieces to it. But I don't think there's necessarily any more of a problem today than there traditionally has been. And air travel is still a very safe thing, but we need to keep training the next generation of aviators.
And considering the volume, and we take that for granted, the volume is it's higher than it ever has been. You think about it, it's still incredibly safe despite that.
That's right. And we all want to be able to go where we want to go when we want to go there, and
we don't want to wait.
Do it out of the most convenient place possible, and we don't want to wait. And so, there's a lot of pressure in that world, and in the same way, we need to make sure that we have qualified mechanics looking after these planes and making sure they're safe as well. So I wanted to give that a mention. The main thing I want to talk about today, and if you listen to our podcast and you don't necessarily watch it on YouTube, you'll want to check out the YouTube one, because I got a cool video that we're going to share with you on there as I talk a little bit about the action the Marion City Council just took on this past Monday night to really kick off this Star Bonds Oasis development. Now, we've seen it growing. We've seen the sports tourism piece of it growing out there, but we're all, anxious to get inside the mall again and everything they've been talking about that was going to be. Well, guess what? They're finally getting ready to kick the development and the construction into high gear, because the city council has approved the issuance of bonds. And these are STAR bonds. Now, the STAR bonds, which stands for sales tax and revenue, something like that. Sales tax revenue bonds this is something that actually started back in 2010. And Mayor Butler was still in office at that time. State Representative John Bradley was still in office. He was instrumental in getting this legislation passed statewide, with Marion specifically in mind, because the legislation was written for a town just like Marion that had a reach within an hour of several states. Right? You can go to Indiana one way, Kentucky another way, Missouri the other way, and the idea was to create a retail atmosphere with destinations for people to come in from out of state to enjoy a town like Marion. And Marion really was the one that was behind it. Marion was the first to pursue this. The main problem with the Star Bonds legislation, sales tax and revenue. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm blanking on it now. I've been talking about it for 15 years now. But yes, sales tax and revenue bonds. The main problem with them is that you still have to have a developer. You can't just, as a city, say, okay, here's all of the incentives, which is basically we're just going to keep pouring the incremental sales tax, the increase in our sales tax that we get from this, pouring this into this district and helping these stores, giving them incentives to come in and helping them to create their location here. You just can't put out the word and have people coming in. There's got to be a plan. And we had a hard time finding a good developer to head up all of these things. There were rumors of this kind of business coming, a water park, a Great Wolf Lodge kind of a thing, a large outdoors stores and all of these things. But it just never came together. And Mayor Butler, who was very hopeful about it, unfortunately retired from office before he could see what's happening today. And he passed away before he could see what happened today. State Representative John Bradley, no longer in office, but he's involved in kind of the rejuvenation of this legislation and putting it to use. And so for the first time since this legislation was passed, there are Star Bonds that are going to be issued after the City Council's action. And these are the 2025 series Star Bonds. They can bond as much as $125 million, basically let people invest as much as $125 million toward this development. The Oasis developers, which we know as Black Diamond Harley-Davidson and their family of businesses, along with one or two other key people in the area, they are the ones that are making this happen and have led the way with it. And they have a $200 million plan, and this could go as far as $125 million of the development. The $200 million plan includes, and this does not include the sports tourism piece because I don't think that can even fall under this bond, but it includes the Oasis Power Sports and Oasis Family Entertainment Center, which is what the mall is going to be. And we've known this for quite a while. If you're watching us, you're going to see some video that actually shows where the inside of the mall is now and what it's looking like, and then
is that like some drone video or something? There's some. I know the guy that did that.
Do you?
Yeah, pretty
really?
Sharp guy.
Is he?
Yeah,
talented.
Yeah,
and he got in there, and they let him in there.
They let him in there, and he did that.
How do you know this guy so well, Tom?
I don't know. I sit in the room with him quite often.
I'd forgotten that Tom told me that he was enlisted for this.
No, it's an amazing project. Yeah. It's funny. I had not seen anything about it, knew anything about it, but my friend Scott Foster, who called on me, we did that and put that together for that meeting, and it was it was amazing stuff.
So, and this of course is an impressive what you're seeing, and apparently whether you're hearing Tom's voice or not, I'm not sure. You may be hearing Tom's voice at some point. I might pause it here.
This is the video.
There's Tom, and so, but anyway, what you're seeing here is going to be used as the developers continue to cast this vision, put it out. But it's just not casting a vision and projecting anymore. Now it's getting ready to happen. And I was gonna tell you, like the inside the mall is the Oasis Power Sports, Oasis Family Entertainment Center. Just let me read off a little description. The former Illinois Star Center Mall will be creatively repurposed into Oasis Power Sports, which will be a leading retailer for ATVs, UTVs, and watercraft. Additionally, the Oasis Family Entertainment Center, also inside the mall, will feature attractions such as art, laser tag, virtual reality experiences, go-karts. I remember seeing the go-kart track plan there, and more, providing fun and excitement for families and visitors of all ages. Okay, so that's one piece of it. What's going to happen inside the mall. Mm-hmm. Now, another piece is that the Oasis Fieldhouse is going to be built adjacent to both the mall, kind of between the mall and the sports complex. So going back behind the Walmart area, there's some open open areas back there. You can recognize where that's going to go. Adjacent to the complex, the state-of-the-art Oasis Fieldhouse will offer a premier golf, driving range, pickleball courts, and putt-putt facilities. So some people have been throwing around the name Top Golf, right? That kind of a thing, but there's a little bit more than just golf.
And the pickleball stuff with this whole thing is amazing.
But all indoors, all a year-round experience. And right there at that development, there will also be a new Hampton Inn, which is going to be a great accommodation for visitors that are coming in for the tourism and recreation. Then Oasis Home Center is actually going to move into where the existing Oasis Power Sports is, which is the former Toys R Us. So we just recently over Christmas did some giveaways with the Black Diamond family of businesses and the Oasis Group through these different businesses that they already have in place, and these businesses are already operating on a small scale. And so what is now inside, it was fun just to go inside the old Toys R Us and see all of those SUVs and ATVs and all the Vs. And it was neat to see that and to know that how much bigger of a showroom they're going to have, how much more room they're going to have inside the mall. And then they're going to rework the Toys R Us building into the Oasis Home Center, which will showcase appliances, home finishes, and interior design. So that will be exciting. Now, here's the thing. The bonds are expected to close in mid-May, with construction commencing immediately after. So all of the major construction on these things is going to kick in heavy by summer, and they are slated for completion and opening over the next 18 to 24 months. So the next year and a half are going to be huge as far as making progress, and they right now are projected to open every last piece of this within 2 years, 2 years of now. Right?
It is an amazing thing to look at what's going to happen. Big attraction.
So we hope that you've enjoyed hearing about that and seeing some of the video that our friend Tom Mann shot. Tom Mann's good.
Yeah, he's good.
And thanks, Tom, for your work on that.
Amazing project. It's good for Marion, good for the whole region, for everybody.
So the master development team, again, is Oasis, which is Rodney Cavendish, Shad Zimbro, the owners of Black Diamond, and Jerry Barris is the other major investor and developer in this project. So very exciting. Something to look forward to. Mm-hmm. I think you and I, we've already been talking because the same group also owns Cocapelli. We're members of Cocapelli. Yeah. But we have yet to golf at Cocapelli.
Right, or try the simulator.
Well, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to start.
I mean, it's pretty cold outside, so I'm not really up for it. But and then when it warms up, we'll get out and. Right.
Well, we'll see how things go at the simulator first, and then we'll decide if we want to take our game outside. But we've got to do that. We'll be we're at the Turn restaurant all the time, but we've yet to break out the golf clubs and do the rest. But all of this stuff sounds like a lot of fun, and I could see us utilizing it. And the three of us, I'll tell you what, the day they open that go-kart track inside the mall, the three of us will be there. We'll be racing.
I want to do that one. I haven't done that in a long time.
We'll look forward to that. That will be a lot of fun.
You know, there's a lot of things too. Just to remind you that even part of this whole effort is the ballpark gets involved with it with the Mountain Dew Park,
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many things that we attracted there. It's like a whole. It's amazing all the things that are going to take place, and it'll attract people from everywhere, and they'll spend their money here. That's the big deal. We're not. It's not like there are people coming from all over the country and the area.
And now is beautiful
tournaments,
And now as beautiful as downtown Marion is, and we'll just start off talking about Marion, but this is going to benefit the entire region. But
every town,
as beautiful as downtown Marion is definitely poised to have visitors and have them come and discover what a great area, what a great town we have here. And it's an opportunity for the Herrins, for the Cartervilles, for the Harrisburgs, Carbondales, others going other directions. It's a great opportunity to give them a reason to, say, come on over. If you're going to be around for a day or two, come over and see us too. And so powerful opportunity for everybody. And we care about the commerce in these other towns, including Herrin. And as we keep telling you and reminding you, Monica is the executive director of the Herrin Chamber of Commerce, and you had a great event.
We did. We had our 125th year anniversary annual dinner, February 7th. It was packed, sold out, and
show
it was
show the front page of one of our papers there. It's talking about
Put that up to your face, Bill.
Nice
there we go. There we go.
cover my
better,
face. Is that what you want?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. I just keep the focus on the camera there.
Yeah, Nina Polini headed up the committee for that dinner, and she did an amazing job. It was a beautiful night. We were all dressed up.
And then again, this is the
Mary's
127th, you said?
125th.
125th.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. So what it is it's a city anniversary. So the
Right.
city was incorporated in 1900, and so that means that we're at 125 years for the city of Herrin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure. You don't happen to know when the Chamber of Commerce was created.
I don't.
Probably didn't take too long to have a Chamber of Commerce operating.
I do know the oldest club there in Herrin is the Women's Club, the Herrin Women's Club.
Oh, okay.
It's the oldest operating club in the town.
Well, that's. I mean, there's so much history, of course, with Herrin, which we talk about all the time. And one of the things that we're going to talk about next time is an opportunity that we're getting to hear some of our local history with our friend John Musgrave, who's an expert not just on Herrin history, but the whole region's history.
Right.
And so I love history stuff. Herrin's history is both rich and somewhat notorious.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of fun and looking back at it. But
we're glad we didn't live through it, but there's
right.
some
And there's been a lot of hills that Herrin's had to
Theater.
climb. We talk about Marion, overcoming weather events like the tornado. Well, Herrin's had their own hits and hard times going back to Prohibition days and gangster days and KKK and bootlegging and all of this and massacres and making the national news over some very bad things. And Herrin has not only survived but continued to thrive.
Herrin was the first aerial attack, right?
Well,
Recorded?
that didn't necessarily happen in Herrin. That happened at Shady Rest, which was Charlie Berger's hangout. Yeah.
Okay.
So more like between Marion and Harrisburg. But some of these same characters, including Charlie Berger and the Shelton Gang bombed Shady Rest. They were rival gangs. And
Crop duster.
it's crazy to think about. The Shelton Gang also had like an armored car, man, that they would drive around, and they had little holes in the side. They'd stick their rifles out, their machine guns, and shoot people. I mean, John Musgrave can tell all these stories a lot better than I can, but there's a lot of that was going on in Herrin. Some major shootouts, some people getting killed. A lot of them we could laugh at because they were some pretty bad characters too that were getting themselves shot in Herrin.
See, now the good news is Monica's there, so
That's a whole different era.
Total different charm.
It's now the Monica era.
Yeah, the Monica era now.
She's enjoying her time there, and we sure enjoyed our time at the dinner the other night, didn't we?
It was really nice, yeah.
Yeah.
We really did.
You had a gold dress on, one of my favorite dresses.
Yep. I starved myself for 2 weeks to fit into it, and it was worth it.
And here's a picture. Here's a picture of Monica in her dress, and
there you go,
looking lovely.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of folks dressed to the nines for this thing, and we got to dance a little bit.
We got to dance.
And then we found out they were taking our picture and video of us dancing, and I didn't sign off on any of that. But no, it was a good time.
It really was.
So speaking of getting dressed up and going out. It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day,
Happy
everybody.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and so tonight we have plans.
We are going to the Turn.
Going to the Turn. They have a special several-course meal planned, and we get to take part in that. Tom, put Tom on the spot. Tom, you got any Valentine's Day plans?
We have. We're working on that. I did plan ahead. I mean, I already got flowers. I did that on Monday.
There
I
you
was
go.
I was a step ahead of
You're
myself.
a step ahead
There
of
you go.
most guys.
Yeah, I'm trying
Right.
to step ahead because if I don't, it's going to be bad.
Listen, I don't care, guys. Listen, you may be listening to this right now and you realize, hey, man, it's already Valentine's Day. What happened? I don't care what you got to do.
Is that on the 14th? You know,
It is. Make sure, because we're dropping this on the 14th. Make sure that your special person feels loved today in some way. Just give some attention. You're a special person. What kind of things do you think are important for a guy to do on Valentine's Day?
Well, I think the dinner is really nice.
Dinners are nice.
Yeah, and sometimes, if you don't want to go out, you can just, bring something in. You can cater something in, something a little extra special.
Most women would appreciate not cooking on Valentine's.
Exactly.
Yes.
Not cooking.
Not that on them.
And then the flowers and
How about chocolates? How about if somebody gave you a box of chocolates in a heart-shaped box? Is that something you would appreciate, or would you just like keep it in the plastic and throw it in the pantry, and then your boyfriend finds it 6 months later untouched?
I love chocolate. Why are you putting me on the spot like this? I don't know how that ended up in the pantry for 6 months. Usually I eat those right away.
Yeah.
But
wait, stop. I got to hear this story. So what?
he had bought me chocolate for Valentine's Day, and then he found it in my pantry 6 months later.
Right next to the dog food.
Okay, it was not next to the dog food.
Near the dog food.
Nice theater.
No, I just assumed that they weren't her kind of chocolates. Maybe they weren't. You have particular tastes sometimes on things.
Yeah, sometimes.
I would have thought one of your sons would have
Devoured them.
devoured it by
Yeah,
now.
it just went under the radar. I don't know what happened.
Did we end up eating those chocolates?
I did.
You
Yeah,
did.
See, she enjoyed them.
When
Okay.
you brought it to my attention that they hadn't.
I
was
challenged
like,
you to
I
eat
didn't
them.
believe you even, and then I looked in the pantry. I was like, oh yeah.
Extended Valentine's Day. See, the gift keeps on giving. That's a nice thing.
Exactly. Well, guys, the important thing is to put out the effort, whether she likes what you did or not. Just make sure you put out the effort and let her know that she's loved. How about a card? A nice card. Everybody wants a Valentine.
With a personal note.
So
Maybe.
this was a memory I was going to ask. Did you guys like when you were kids? Were you like taking Valentines to school,
Yeah.
making a little Valentines like?
For everybody, yeah.
That's when you could tell the girl you like
Receptacle.
that I like you. You know, that kind of thing. Or you remember the hearts? What do you call them? The
the
candy
sweet
hearts
tart
with
candy,
those messages on 'em?
sweet tart.
Yes, sweet tarts. What do you sweet tarts? Is those nasty ones. The ones that don't taste as good as actually the sweet tarts. But it was those ones you get, and they always had a message, so you
Right.
could put that in there, and that was the secret message you sent to somebody.
You made sure that the right person got
Yes.
the right one with the right message, right? And
Yeah.
then
in other words, somebody you didn't like, you put "You're nice, you're a good guy, great girl."
you're okay.
Yeah.
I guess you're not too gross.
Be sure you didn't send the one that said kisses or something like that
Yeah.
to your guy friends or
Cass,
anything.
I can remember so many times like thinking I was going to hit a home run. It's just like the candy, the box of chocolates thing. Thinking I was going to hit a home run with a Valentine I'd gotten a particular girl, and just watching to see when she opened it up and
She
saw
didn't
it was
open it up?
Saw it signed Billy and
Yeah.
and being heartbroken many times. And but the cool thing was you made yourself a little receptacle. Might have been a little sack, or might have been a box where people were walking
Yeah.
around. That's the way we did it. You walk around to the desk and just drop Valentines in. But did you have a rule? Because now, if you are doing anything in a classroom, you got to do it for everybody. If you're going to bring something to class, you got to bring enough for everybody. If you're going to have a birthday party and invite one kid in class, the rule is you invite everybody, right? Which I'm not sure how schools can dictate that, but I think some schools kind of really push that. They want everybody to be included. Okay, great. So I'm not sure if there was a rule that if you brought Valentine's, you had to bring one for everybody, or if you could just pick people.
I think we had to bring one for everybody.
I think
didn't
we did, yeah.
We were just
It was
really
because-
careful about the message that we gave to people.
That was the
yeah.
thing. I don't remember what you told me about, but you did.
Yeah.
And if you did, I remember my mom would make she would go through the list. If you did so and so, we had a list of the 12 or 20 kids you had in the class of the day.
They have some very cool Valentines for kids nowadays. You got your Avengers series of Valentines. You got your What are the other things?
Yeah. Ninja Turtles was
Star
one for
Wars.
my
Yeah.
kids.
Ninja
My
Turtles
kids
were
did
big.
the Ninja
I just remember
Turtles.
my mom would go and make me pick out the cheap ones, whatever they were. So we'd get those.
Pretty
And then I
sure
would go
made-
in.
I'm pretty sure I made a lot of my own.
Yeah.
It seems like we did do some of that every once in a while. That was
We
original.
made our own Valentine's Day box. So you get
I
the
remember
shoe
that.
box
Right.
and
Yeah.
cut the hole in the top and cover it with construction paper and decorate it.
And then there was a little
fun.
slot on top, like it was a
You
ballot
make a little
box.
slot.
Yeah.
People put their.
So it was like a little ballot box, and then you get to the end and you count your votes and find out if people liked you or not,
Yeah.
right? And you try to get a feel for it.
Well, you'd have to
Yeah.
get a Valentine from everybody when we were kids. That
Yeah.
wouldn't be fair, though. That would be nice to.
That would not be nice.
Yeah.
But I don't think we worried as much about being nice back in the 70s.
No, I was just worried that some girl would say, "You got dirt on this. Why did you give me a Valentine's with dirt on it or something?" You know.
Did you get to...
Who knows? I've dumped
was that
them
a problem
before.
that you had where
No,
you just
I
couldn't-
remember one time I dumped them all out in something, and they all had dirt on them. That was the big deal for the class.
Oh, that's
This is Tom's. It
embarrassing.
has dirt on it. You know,
Wah, wah.
got rain on it or something. You know, and yeah, rah.
Lessons learned, right?
And then in high school, we had a thing where they, like a club would sell roses, and you could
Oh, yeah,
buy a rose
I
to
did
be
that.
delivered to somebody in school.
My kids' junior high did a thing where it was sodas. So orange soda was friendship. And then, like, I think a purple soda was, a grape soda was love. And
Really?
then they had a strawberry soda that meant something completely different. So the kids,
Oh,
and they
boy.
weren't required to buy one for all the kids in the class, you know, but they would buy orange sodas. And then if
Would
they had,
they would have
if
somebody
had
deliver
rom-
them?
And
your
and it
behalf?
was all secret. You didn't know who you were getting it from.
Well, that's
you know,
kind of
but
interesting.
Yeah, and they would do that in junior high, and it wasn't required that you would get one for everyone. Now we did have, you know, there were the moms in the class who were like concerned for the kids, so we would buy one for everyone, you know, just to make sure that all the kids were covered, and then, you know, but kids would just come home with all kinds of colored sodas.
I just
yeah.
remember high school. I
That was
just got
junior high.
whatever who I was dating is the big thing. Junior high maybe a little bit different, but I just remember whoever I liked or whatever, that was the one that would get whatever
the
it was,
stuff,
the
yeah.
flowers. I just remember slaving for weeks, you know, whatever it was, and throwing
Oh,
my
yeah.
papers to
Yeah, it's a big
to
deal.
either take somebody out or whatever, and then, you know, wow, that took a couple weeks to do that.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, and now it's around, and this time of year, when it comes up into closer to spring, this is the time of year when promposals start to happen.
Yeah.
And that's so much of a thing now too. These over the top invitations to prom.
now my school we had a Valentine's banquet
Oh, did you?
that came before that, and I remember,
Yeah.
I
Did you ever
we
do a
did that.
Sadie Hawkins dance in your school or
We didn't
anything?
have that dance.
No.
We
Yeah,
didn't.
you know what that is though.
It's
right?
when the girls ask, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be nice if the girls had to do something, although I would have been asked.
Of course you would have.
yeah, you would have been.
Would have been asked. What? Silly.
But yeah, fun memories, and at the same time,
I would have
kind
asked you,
of
Bill. I would have been in junior high, but it
yeah,
would have been illegal. But
6 years difference. That would have been
It would have
weird.
been an 18.
That would have been
and
weird.
she- yeah,
But
12.
anyway,
it would have been
12.
Billy.
yeah, we just want to spread the love every way we can here at Square It Up, and we are happy that if you're happy, we're happy. Monica, you got anything else?
I think we should just say goodbye for next time.
We're crashing.
We are crashing. So, yeah, Herrin Chamber. We have a luncheon coming up on the 25th.
Yes.
So it's not just for chamber members. If you want to visit and just see what it's about, Kyle with SI Events is going to be catering. He's going to have a soup flight
Cool.
and salad.
Oh, I like flights.
Yeah. Farmers is going to be sponsoring.
Farmer State Bank.
And Farmer State Bank. And Byram Fager of SICF.
Southern Illinois
Community Foundation
Oh, yeah.
is going to be presenting. And they're doing a lot of really neat stuff over there. So we look forward to hearing him.
Very cool.
We also have a workshop, a women's leadership workshop coming up on the 19th.
Oh, good.
So Darla Harms is
Lots
gonna
going on.
charge that up,
Lots
yeah.
going on. So lots of opportunities. We are also part of a mastermind group that meets in Marion at the Ethos building. Ethos is doing a lot of cool stuff, including some opportunities for personal or leadership growth, and Marion Chamber as well, all of our chambers of commerce. We do appreciate all of those that are working so hard to help support our business people. As we've been, of course, as we mentioned, the big development happening in Marion, and we know that will be beneficial to everybody at the same time. We're just kind of in some ways, a holding pattern, looking forward to all of those new customers that will be coming into town, and hopefully some new people settling in our area. And so we've got to just keep supporting each other as best as we can. Get out, support local businesses, be there for your neighbors, and let's just make our area as strong as we possibly can by having that kind of an approach.
Okay.
Agreed?
I agree.
Okay. Tom, thanks again.
No problem. Enjoyed it.
All right. Everybody enjoy your Valentine's Day, and we will see you next time for Squared Up. I'm Bill Swinford.
And I'm Monica Daniels.
And I'm Tom over in the corner here.
See you.